Thoughts from the Trail. I'm Scott Anderson.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello from the trail. Hello from this mountain stream here at probably 9,500 feet in the mountains of eastern Utah. And I am here on this little snow melt runoff stream trying to kayak today. And I think it's safe to say that most of us want to be successful in whatever it is that we do, whether it's at home, work, or play, or in some other arena. The truth is, though, sometimes success can be a little bit elusive. So as I've been thinking about this, there are 4 keys to success that I think are very instrumental to that success. 1 is having the right people involved in whatever the project is. 2, having the right stuff necessary to complete the task. The 3rd is having the right objectives. Are you aiming for the right goals to help you along the way to be successful? And the last one is to have the right conditions. And not only having the right conditions, but having the ability to adapt should those conditions change. For instance, I want to go kayaking. And since I have a kayak and I'm an experienced kayaker, experienced paddler, then I'm the right person for the job. And I have the right stuff, as you can see, because I have the kayak, I have my paddles, and I have my life vest. Those are the right things that you need to have a successful kayaking. And my objective is pretty simple too, which is to kayak and just simply have fun and be safe while doing it. However, I am missing the last of the 4, which is having the right conditions for a successful paddle. And obviously in this stream right here, I can't do that because frankly, the water's too shallow and there's not enough of it. And I imagine I wouldn't be able to make it over this waterfall. And I can see as I go further down the stream, it just gets smaller and smaller. So the conditions, that 4th condition is not right. While the other 3 seem really great, that last one is preventing me from having a really good success with this venture today. Earlier today, however, I did have all the right conditions for kayaking. I went out to Deer Creek Lake, and when I started, I had met all 4. I had me, I was the right person for the job. I had the right stuff, the same stuff that you see here. I had the right objective, again, which is to have fun paddling and to do so safely. And I had the right conditions because I had a big wide open lake and I had smooth water and no wind. So the conditions weren't only just right, they were perfect. However, while the conditions were good at the beginning, something changed. And this is where we have to understand that conditions can be at one point, but they are always going to evolve, and so we have to be able to adapt to the conditions. And out of nowhere, literally in a matter of 15 seconds, the lake went from smooth as glass to stormy and choppy due to a sudden increase of wind, and I'm going to guess they were 30-35 miles an hour winds. So therefore, I no longer had the right conditions for a successful paddle on the lake, and it actually violated 2 of the 4 conditions. One of my conditions was to have fun and do it in a safe way, which I was not able to do anymore, and the overall conditions weren't correct because it was too windy and the water was becoming too choppy for this kayak. So I had to make the decision to paddle back to shore as quickly but safely as possible and then rethink my plans for the day. And this is very true for us in lives. You can apply this analogy to pretty much any endeavor that you have. For instance, let's say there is a cat stuck up in the tree and you want to be successful in getting the cat out of the tree. So first one is get the right person to do it. Well, would my 2-year-old child be the right person to do it? No. Would my 85-year-old mother be the right person to do it? No. What about the 45-year-old lumberjack who cuts down trees for a living, or the seasoned firefighter who happens to have a ladder to allow us to get to the top of the tree? Those would be some of the right people for the job. And then Do they have the right equipment? Well, certainly a lumberjack's going to have the right equipment, and a firefighter, assuming it's not too high up in the tree, is also going to have the right equipment. And then finally, would the conditions be right? Well, barring some really weird weather or thunder and lightning scenario going on, the conditions would be right. So all 4 conditions would be met to enable the rescue of the poor little kitty up in the tree. I invite you to think about these 4 basic things. I've been thinking about them a lot lately and finding that some of the frustration I'm experiencing when I don't have success is because one or more of those 4 conditions is not being met. So having the right people, think about this particularly in an employment situation, but it really applies in all situations. Having the right stuff is whatever task you're trying to get done, do you have the right stuff to be successful? Or are you asking someone else to do a task and making sure they have the right stuff to be successful? Are there the right conditions? Are the conditions ripe for success? And if not, how can you either adapt or wait until they are correct conditions? So I invite you to think about those things in all your endeavors. Obviously, I think about these things, otherwise I wouldn't be making these silly videos. I wish you the best as you strive for the increased success. And as I, who also loves to find success in all types of ventures, I will continue to think about these things and help identify that all 4 conditions were present. And by the way, if for some reason you're not being successful at something, you can kind of do an autopsy and go back and identify which one of those 4 areas did not live up to snuff. So did you have the right people? Did you have the right stuff? Did you have the right objectives? And did you have the right conditions? I invite you to think about those today, and I wish you the best in your endeavors. May success follow you. May you create success. May I create success. And I'll see you next time on the trail. There they go. Can you see? Can you see? There we go. Wow.